I've been sort of thinking about this in my mind, and I think and I hear this a lot from Bears fans of like, you need this number one receiver. Do you believe that the Bears need a number one receiver, or do you believe that maybe a young Justin Fields just needs depth and options? Because I'm sort of leaning towards the latter on that one more than the former. Where do you land on that?
It depends on the situation, I think. Right now, he obviously has a connection with Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney had 1,000 receiving yards last year, and when Justin Fields played, there was obviously a connection. That was Fields' preferred target over a veteran like Allen Robinson. You could almost say, I don't want to say it yet, but you can kind of say that Mooney is the number one at this point, unless they sign somebody of a bigger stature. I'm okay with signing him or keeping him, signing somebody at 2 or 3, drafting two people if you have to, and having that depth now. But I think when you're ready to win, you do need a number one, I think. But when you're ready to win, though, not right now, at this moment, I would save up money and address what you need just to have enough guys on the field, which is going to be offensive line. The Bears have one offensive lineman on the roster right now. So invest money in the offensive line or the quarterback position, secondary. And if you have anything extra, go up to the wide receiver. I don't think it's necessary now, though, to have a number one. And look at this market. I mean, this market's weak. I'll just be honest with you, Joey. I'd rather wait till next year or wait till I'm ready to win and see what it looks like in 2 years versus today. I wouldn't pay any of these guys what they're asking or what they plan on asking, with the exception of potentially Allen Robinson. But even then, the problem with him is, he doesn't even want to come back anyway. And there's not going to be a reunion. So out of all these guys that are out there, none of them catch my eye too much. I mean, Christian Kirk's never had a 1,000-yard season, Joey. He's making $20 million per year. And, the funny part is now Jacksonville released Miles Jack, their top linebacker, because they had to pay for this bummable wide receiver. And now the Bears are after him. That is a great move if you're Chicago, and a stupid one if you're Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, that's a great call. And just throwing it out there, next year's free agency class, wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Could I interest you in that with $125 million in the cap? That's the guy with speed and size who Justin Fields can just arrow down the field for 50 yards and just have A.J. Brown to go get it. Just kind of throwing it out there. Just real quick, when it happened, I think it was really jarring and emotional for a lot of Bears fans. I know it was for me a little bit, but again, dollars and cents and practicality ruled the day. Where did you end up landing on the Khalil Mack trade?
I was very disappointed at first because I didn't know what the future plan was going to be. Now today, when I see this signing of Ogunjobi, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because at the end of the day, the Bears found a budget option to replace Khalil Mack. They found somebody who's going to cost $10 to $12 billion less. At the surface, though, I wasn't happy about it because I thought they should have gotten back more, to be honest. And I understand, the cap part of it. I get it. Khalil Mack is Khalil Mack. We're not talking about, some, random defensive player. This guy is a superstar. He's a household name in the NFL. I would have liked to see more than some second-rounder and some sixth-rounder, a year from now to come in or whatever. The other two are mixed around. Okay, I understand it. But you know what? At the end of the day, I guess it was necessary. And seeing what they did today, to me, justifies it. Now that we know what the plan was the whole time, now I get it. Now I'm not as mad. The moment, of course, emotionally, yes, is Khalil Mack. Yes, the Bears traded a lot and paid him a lot. But then you have to remember, too, is that Ryan Poles' fault? No, that's Ryan Pace and his stupid decision-making. It's not necessarily Ryan Poles. Paying Khalil Mack 6 years of $130 million, that's the problem more than anything.
I've been making this joke, John, that Ryan Poles got into his office early. It's early in the morning, right? Sits down in his desk, looks at the big bear on the wall and goes, I've made it. And then someone knocks on the door and comes in and goes, Mr. Poles, he's this. We have this stack of papers here for you. And he leaves it on the desk. And Poles open it up, and it's Ryan Pace's credit card of him just shuffling money. And he just goes, oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know what I mean? And the Danny Trevathan, the Tariq Cohen, the Eddie Goldman, and in many ways, not to besmirch Khalil Mack as a player on the field, but they kept kicking his money into future years. And that's what you do in life is you put money on the credit card and just hope that eventually you figure it out. And maybe this is one of that hard, that medicine that Bears fans just need to understand and take, that until we get the salary cap sort of figured out and move a lot of this money off the books, these are the type of moves that we might see, and it might hurt for a little bit.
I agree. And, again, it's Khalil Mack. There are certain emotional ties, and he's still an elite player in my eyes. 6 sacks in 7 games last year before he got hurt. I think he's going to do great in Los Angeles, though. I really think he's going to have a big 10 to 12 sack year, and that's going to be frustrating for a lot. It's going to be frustrating for me.
But real quick, just for the 1 year, though, right? And then I feel like next year he's going to ball out, and then after that we're going to see diminishing returns.
Probably, I'd say around 7 or 8 sacks. Yeah.
yeah, you know, eventually we're gonna be winning, and Khalil Mack might not be the player that he was, and that's the timing that we're dealing with.
Exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the trade-off that's going to come with any trade that you make in the NFL. It's understandable. I just think, if the Bears had gotten a first rounder, I would have been more happy. They didn't, which I get it, I guess. I guess the cap's, the salary is going to come off the books after this year. This year it's going to be dead cap. I understand the move. Now that they made the move that they did today when it comes to finding his replacement, I'm much more satisfied with it now.